What's going on, guys? Otimo Hishaki here, back with another video. I was just watching Mr. Caleb Lever's live stream, and he was talking about how someone compared the Parker situation to the song Dyers Eve by Metallica. Now here I have provided my copy, my original copy, of And Justice for All from 1988. And Dyers Eve is the last track. The song itself explains so much, and I can understand why people are, comparing it to the Parker situation, because the lyrics are right here. If you want to pause that and read that, you can. I will link Mr. Caleb Leverett's YouTube channel, and I will link the Parker movie in the description as well. But this is a song that heavily explains what was going on, and me personally, I put this in the comments on his live stream, saying that this, for the diehard Metallica fans, you might know, this song was written for the shitty parents that do nothing but fuck their lives up and treat their kids like shit. And James Hetfield fucking nailed it. But yeah, when we're talking about a song like Dyers Eve, and we're comparing it to something like the Parker situation, there is a lot to think about. One, primarily the lyrics of Dyers Eve. Dear mother, dear father, what is this hell you have put me through? Believer, deceiver, day in, day out, to live my life through you. Push me onto what's wrong or right, hidden from this thing they call life. I had to go back and listen to Dyers Eve, because I personally have not listened to And Justice for All in a long time. I have not really been able to sit down and listen to And Justice for All for a while. But this song heavily explains this whole 1 hour movie in 5 minutes. 5 minutes and 13 seconds to be exact. While the Parker situation was in fact a very emotional and very, angry and sad situation, we also have to remember how much Metallica songs actually could mean to someone's life at the time. Here is a clip of Dyers Eve. Now, you have to remember, for the Metallica fans, you have to remember the song Fade to Black and how it actually connected to so many suicidal people. Here's a clip of Fade to Black.
Life it seems to fade away, drifting further every day, getting lost within my...
You get what I mean. Metallica has been known for writing very relatable songs throughout, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All, Black Album. I'm not going to go into the whole discography, but personally, I see a comparison. For the people that have seen the Parker movie, we have to remember that Parker's mother was wanting to press charges on Parker just so he could stay with her. Just so he could stay with her. She was acting very childish. The stepfather had that stance of, oh, I'm in charge and you can't get past me. The mother was, once again, very childish and very, I don't want to say Karen-like, but that's exactly how she was acting. But I feel like Parker did a damn good job on standing up for his own rights as an American citizen and as someone should. You know what I mean? Whew. This is a lot to process, because with someone comparing it to a Metallica song and really not comparing it to anything else is what gets me. I keep saying this over and over again. I sound like a broken record, but Metallica is known for making relatable songs with a very heavy thrash-like sound. Well, that is until the Black Album came out. But that's besides the point. With every single bit and piece that I can put together, it's like a puzzle. Every single bit and piece I can put together for this situation, I see more and more and more and more and more. With, you know, the Metallica song, to Parker's pain, to Mr. Caleb Leverett's pain, to what was actually going on for that entire Leverett family, onto how the mother acted when Officer... Hey, Caleb, if you're watching this, please correct me in the comments. Brandon Spinks and Officer Rocha, I think that's their names, Officer Spinks and Officer Rocha of the Otis Police Department, they were, they were trying to tell this mother, hey, he's free to go. He can go with them. His father is willing to take him. But no. And I do remember that I'm not even going to go into the Paxton case. I'm not going into the Paxton case. Hell no. Hell to the fuck no. Because that was one messed up situation that really, really affected this whole thing. Mr. Caleb Leverett spent 60 days in jail. But all this came to a highlight in 2017. This all came to light in 2017, which I do believe Blaine was put in an institution and you couldn't get him out, right, Caleb? And yeah, this is one thing that really I could touch base on. Being a Metallica fan and watching these kind of movies, I mean, Caleb, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that this came out on my recommendations. The movie came out on my recommendations, and I'm like, I have to see this. And how this came out. I sat for almost 2 hours watching this thing, observing every single tiny thing. Because he was going on about saying that, you know, well, not him, but the mother was going on about saying, you know, you have to get out of the car. And when Parker said, I didn't want to, I'm sorry, I didn't want to, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to come in. It's like, oh my god, it's like she was grooming him. You know, sheltered. Where's that fucking... Innocence, torn from me without your shelter. Barred reality, I'm living blindly. That sound right? One of the lines that really got me was, Dear mother, dear father, you've clipped my wings before I learned to fly. Unspoiled, unspoken, I've outgrown that fucking lullaby. Same thing as I have heard from you. Not do as I say, not as I do. That is one... This is a powerful song, and I do believe that Dyers Eve is a perfect ending for this album, but we're not here to talk about And Justice for All. We're here to talk about the situation of what this song means to the people that have seen the Parker movie, and what... In fact, with Mr. Caleb Leverett, I was on his live stream when this happened, and I decided just to cut from the live stream and make a video about it. Why in the world would someone really want to treat their kids that way? Because if you think about it, kids, if you're a parent, your child should be the most prized possession you've ever had. My mother always told me, you are my first dream come true. She looked at me in the eye and said, you are my first dream come true. And those words is what every parent should say to their fucking child. Not, oh, you're just a mistake. You know, don't talk down to your kids. Bring your kids up. Bring your kids to a higher level. If you're a shitty parent or if you're a shitty person, do not tell them, don't be like them. Do not do the mistakes. Do not make the mistakes that they have done. Do not do any of that. Because what you teach your kids, they're going to learn later in life that that is okay. If you are a parent that's a drug addict, they'll think that's okay. If you're a parent that's a drunk, they'll think that's okay. And I'm, you know, 1 or 2 drinks here and there, that's okay. That's acceptable. But as someone that is constantly drinking and constantly snorting, constantly fucking shooting themselves, you know, they're gonna think that that's okay. And for the child with the common sense of, I gotta get the hell out of here, I applaud you. I applaud you, man. Because you have more common sense than your parents ever will be. I hate to say it to you, and I hate to break it to you that way. I really don't plan on having kids, just because of the fact that, you know, I just, no hate on being a parent, but I feel like I want to live my life up to the best as possible, and if I ever, you know, I don't want to have kids. I don't want to have kids. It's just that and there. I've told my girlfriend I don't want to have kids. But, you know, that's not the point. I keep getting off topic. You should, for parents, treat your kids with respect. It doesn't matter who they are as a person. Always support them and always respect them for who they are. Always. Always. Always do that. Because you as a parent are supposed to be a role model for your kids. I'm not here to tell you how to be a parent. And if you don't have that common sense to not know how to be a parent, then you are spare fucking parts. I'm just being brutally honest. I am being brutally honest. Because I'm looking at you dead in the eyes. Be a better parent if you aren't one already. Dyers Eve was written about the shitty parents that go out and they fuck their lives up. And it goes on to their kids. And they treat their kids like shit. Don't be like that. Don't be like Parker's mother. Do not shelter the kids. Do not assault the kids and try to get away with it, saying that, hey, it's going to be okay. I just want to come back in and start new again. Because guess what? That kid is going to grow some sense and say, fuck you, I'm not going in. Props to Parker. I don't know what else to say. This is one fucked up situation. I mainly came on here to talk about how the Parker situation and Metallica, you know, they're so similar. But I came in here to have a pep talk. Be a better role model for your kids. Be a better role model. Do not ever, I mean, it's okay to discipline. But when you're disciplining them, or quote-unquote disciplining them, and you're smacking them around, you're putting them in chokeholds, you're being absolutely aggressive with your kids, that's not okay. I mean, I understand some kids, you know, they need their asses whooped because they're too fucked up in the head to understand what's going on. But seriously, be a better person. And I'm saying this with my full heart. I'm not mad at anyone. I just want you to know that you as a parent should be a role model instead of being the enemy. Don't be the enemy. And do not enforce anything bad on your kids. Because like I said before, what you do does reflect. What you say does reflect. I had a friend. Unfortunately he's not here anymore. He committed suicide in 2019 because of how his parents treated him. Poor boy didn't even have a room. He lived in the attic. Poor soul. And, you know, his mother would always talk shit to him, and his parents were drug addicts. His parents were over here, you know, shooting heroin every day, and I'm surprised. Like, I told him, dude, get the fuck out of there. And he's like, where do I even go? He was 14 years old when he died. He was 14 years old when he took his life away. But honestly, think of the sheer volume of your own child. If this was to happen, your own child committing suicide over something you've done. Does that make you a better fucking person? No, the fuck it doesn't, you disgusting piece of shit. Should this really be? Should this even have to be said? We should have common fucking sense to understand this shit. Sorry for getting heated up, but I just gotta get on a knee here and look at you dead in the eyes and say, you're gonna be okay. It's okay. For the parents out there that are doing a damn good job, keep doing what you're doing. For the kids out there that are dealing with this shit, don't be afraid to call. Call whoever you need to. Call DCF. Call CPS. Call 911. Call the police. Do anything. And if it gets that bad to where you want to kill yourself, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. I will put the text right here on the screen. Because we shouldn't, for parents, I keep saying this over and over and over again, but I have to be repetitive because no one fucking listens anymore. Be a better role model for your kids. Think of what if your kid committed suicide because of what you were doing? Your kid said, I don't want to be here anymore, and they fucking killed themselves. Would you be happy then? You're living in a world where violence is the key. Violence is never the key. Negativity should not even have to come across their mind as the answer if it doesn't, you know, really if it really has to be, that's okay. But if it doesn't have to be and you're just a negative person, grow the fuck up and get some balls, because god damn. To see the amount of people, to see the amount of kids that I have met, to know the amount of kids that I have met that are dealing with this shit because their parents are too lazy or too abusive or too drugged out to even do anything. Those parents make me sick, and I feel bad for the kids. I have a lot of growing up to do, but this has really opened up my mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You need to start being a better role model for your kids, because your kid is never going to have another parent. No one else to guide them in their life. You are their main hope. And you're torturing them. You're mentally torturing them because of what you're doing. I'm signing off. I can't fucking do this. I come in here to have a goddamn comparison thing with something that I saw on a live stream. I have to do a fucking pep talk because of the goddamn parent here. I swear to God. Like if you agree and subscribe to my channel. Fuck.